want to talk to you about an experience I had.
Oh, all right.
Um, 4 days ago, on Monday, the 20th of November, at around 5 p.m., a very close friend of mine and I encountered a bright white light on RCA Beach, Point Reyes.
Oh, all right. How exciting.
This light began moving in different directions as it came closer to us and began
Yes.
projecting different geometrical patterns at our eyes.
Yes.
There was a predominant triangular nature
Yes.
to them, and I recall a shape resembling an inverted letter Y.
All
Just like
right.
I was wearing this jumper, actually.
Yes.
We felt an overwhelming sense of presence and telepathy.
Yes.
The more we would focus on it and wanted it to come, the closer and closer it would descend to us.
Yes.
Until at one point I picked up a panicking sensation from my friend and centered all of my energy on the fact that I might be about to get abducted.
Or just visited.
Right.
But again,
this is why.
You had reached the threshold of your belief at your readiness at having an encounter. So that's what the test, in a sense, was for, is getting closer to take the reading as to where you would draw the line, where you were not ready.
You're right. I was very intrigued and curious in the beginning, and I wanted it to come. As soon as I felt panic, I sent it into it and allowed it to take over me. Because the night before, my friend had been telling me that blondes with clear eyes between the age of 18 and 28 were abducted in national parks lately.
Yes. So, sounds exciting.
Right. So,
please understand that the idea, again, is that it is simply an encounter.
Okay.
I understand that you call these things abductions, but you must understand that on another level, you have agreed to these exchanges and these encounters.
Yeah. 1 second. So
Are you having fun with your technology?
I have some observations from that moment on.
Yes, yes, yes.
So the Y on my jumper was resemblant of the symbol I saw. And on my friend Peter's real estate book that he's studying, he also saw a symbol that was very similar to what I saw. And that's two things that we're both really into. And
so you are creating your synchronicity to reinforce this experience for yourselves.
Exactly. The morning after, I was reading a book called Sacred Contracts. And when I opened the page, the chapters read, "A moment of connection occurs between you and the divine."
Yes.
And spoke of lights descending to people throughout history to give them knowledge and information.
Yes, we've all been around for a long time, you know.
Yeah. So what I think is that in the beginning it was fear, but I'm trying to decipher that it may have been a good purpose or a good intention, but I'm just slowly deciphering that. I'm trying to figure it out, and that's what I think.
Well, that's part of your process.
Right.
And that's what allows you to grow, and that's what allows you to change your frequency and become more compatible with the vibration of actual contact. Yes? Have I left you speechless?
I just wanted to share some more synchronicities I had with you, because I don't share them with many people.
Oh, all right.
So the next day we worked together, and as soon as we were paid, and we were excited, of course, we saw the well, sorry, let me just restate that. My friend Llewellyn here was drawing a painting, and he had this sign called from the Yahyel civilization.
Yahyel, yes.
And it really reminded me of what I saw.
Well, those were the beings you encountered.
Are you sure about that?
Yes. I am 100% positive.
Are they here to speak to me?
Not right now.
When I'm ready?
When you're ready, more experiences will occur.
Well, I feel ready now.
I know you do, but you're not.
How do you know?
Because we've done this before.
Okay. I mean, all the signs and synchronicities that I've had lately have just reinforced me.
Yes, exactly. And they will continue to do so. And there will be more different kinds of experiences to have that you are unaware of right now. You're in the middle of a process. We cannot intervene with it. We cannot stop the process. That would not be of benefit to you. Keep going. You're doing fine.
When will I know when I'm ready? When will they know? When will they know?
When you know. They will know by taking the reading of your energy.
Okay. Thank you.
You're not in a rush. There's no hurry.
Right, I kind of am.
Then you're missing the point and not being in the correct state.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
There is nowhere else to be but here and now. The more you stay in the present, the more you will be ready more quickly. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Don't be in a hurry to get somewhere you're not.
Okay.
Be here now.
So
That's how you accelerate.
So I am safe.
Of course you're safe.
Okay.
Unless, of course, you enjoy the experience of being afraid.
I don't.
Then why would you have belief systems that say you need to be?
I was implanted a paranoia which didn't allow me to see clearly in that moment.
All right, well, now you know that, so you've learned a lesson, yes? And now you can choose another state of being? Yes?
Yeah.
You hesitated. You're
Yeah,
not sure?
I didn't understand the question. I do.
All right.
Understand.
Then that's part of your process, to learn how to be the state of being you prefer to be regardless of the circumstance around you. That's part of the teaching. That's part of the training. That's part of the acclimation process. You have to understand that their energy is very different than yours. And even though you may feel ready, you're not yet. But you're getting there, like many of you. Relax, enjoy the ride. That's what it's for. You don't need to be in a hurry because it'll all happen in perfect timing. The only way to miss an appointment is to spend time worrying you're going to miss the appointment. That's the irony. That's the paradox. If you don't spend time worrying you're going to miss the appointment, you can't miss the appointment. Just live your life to the fullest. That's what will prepare you, because it will accelerate your vibration to be acting on your excitement. And it will raise your frequency and make you more vibrationally compatible with the vibration of other extraterrestrial beings, such as those.
What do they want from me specifically? Did I agree to this before I was born?
Yes, of course you did. If they, quote unquote, want anything, which they don't really want, but if they would want anything, they would simply want you to learn to be more of yourself so that you can interact, so that your family can grow, so that you can share, so that you can learn, so that you can evolve together in a different way, so that you can become more than just either of you. Yes?
Yes.
Well, then, go act on your passion. Keep learning, keep growing, keep having fun, keep being yourself. That's all you have to do.
Okay.
Just as you had that experience, other experiences can happen.
From different beings.
Maybe, or from the same ones.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever needs to be there will be there. Whatever experience you need to have, you will have. Nothing will stop it except you holding yourself back by having negative beliefs about it, fear-based beliefs about it, being impatient about it.
Mm-hmm.
Just live your life.
Mm-hmm. I had one more question.
Yes.
I'm from the island of Mallorca in Spain.
Oh, all right, if you insist.
And many of my friends claim seeing UFO sightings and things. And
yes.
It's been spoken about having a certain energetic pull towards those beings.
There are many different places on your planet that are magnetic centers and vortices for a variety of reasons. So
I wanted to know if there was anything specific about my island. Well,
I just told you. There are many different places that have strong magnetic vortices that can attract craft for a variety of reasons.
Why do some places have stronger?
Because it's the way that electromagnetic energy is laid out on your planet, like different points on a crystal. Some places are stronger in flow of that energy than others and act in a sense like sort of electromagnetic highways.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
So that's like saying, well, why do cars congregate at this intersection instead of over there in that field of dirt? Because the road goes in that direction.
Uh-huh.
It's easier because that's the way the flow goes.
So it's just chance?
No, it's not chance. There are things that are orchestrated, but I'm simply saying this grid exists, this grid of energy exists and is taken advantage of by beings with the technology that know how to take advantage of it. So certain places on your planet may be high traffic areas, other places may be low traffic areas because of the way of the flow of the energy goes.
I see.
But nothing is by chance, nothing is by accident. Those people that see those things see them for a reason. The beings and the UFOs that are there at that time are there at that time for a reason. Whether anyone knows it or not, it's still an orchestration. You don't have to focus on it. You don't have to even be conscious of it to know that it's still an orchestration being orchestrated by a higher level of yourselves. Your physical minds don't have to be aware of that for it to be an orchestration. Mm-hmm. Just as when you walk through life, everything is still an orchestration. Now, you may have more or less involvement in it, more or less to get out of it, but this gathering today is an orchestration. No one that's here is here by accident. You have no idea what service you may be providing to others just by your presence, and what service they may be providing to you just by their presence. You don't have to figure that out. All you need to know is it's an orchestration that serves everybody to varying degrees in various ways. Mm-hmm. That's all. And get on about the business of being you. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Through these signs, are these extraterrestrial beings able to manipulate information on Earth? How is it that I look at the time and things just coincide in such ways?
It's called synchronicity.
Right, I know.
But that's one of the natural tools of acting on your passion. It's the way creation is structured. Synchronicity is physical reality's way in linear space-time of demonstrating to you that everything is connected, that everything is one thing. But in physical reality, it has to play out in time and space.
Are these beings intervening with my physical reality, making these synchronicities for me, or is it a higher...
No, you're not understanding. It's a natural structure in existence. You, by allowing your vibration to be on a certain frequency, are co-creating the synchronicities mm-hmm. with them. It's like vibration to like vibration. So you create the synchronicity that is reflective of the vibrational state you're in. You're doing it, they're doing it, you're doing it together. It's a co-creation, it's an orchestration. They're not doing anything to you or doing it for you. They're simply responding to the vibration you're giving off, and you're responding to the vibration they give off. It's a co-creation, it's an orchestration. Does that help?
Mm-hmm, a lot.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Go have some more fun.
How's it going, Bashar?
Perfect, and you?
Disoriented.
Good. How exciting to be disoriented. You can't reorient unless you're first disoriented.
Yeah, can I please talk about disorientation in relation to the concepts you were elaborating on at the start?
Yes.
With
it's the breaking of the status quo. It's disorientation to the point where you can reorient in any direction that you really prefer.
With the splitting of the train tracks concept,
yes,
is from what level is that being orchestrated, and am I...
All levels that concern you, all levels that are relevant.
All levels and all...
all levels that are relevant.
And is the relevance inside myself, is it self-created relevance in proportion to these themes? Or
yes, of course. You play your part and have your responsibility in how you experience it, because you're creating your version of the experience.
So whether it's Trump or Hillary or whoever it is,
what difference does that make?
Is that a permission slip in reflection in proportion to myself or to whoever self?
Yeah. Same thing.
Doesn't even really matter what is going on.
If you didn't need to experience it, if you couldn't use it, you wouldn't be experiencing it, because you wouldn't have created it in your reality.
Okay.
So it's there as something that can be used to achieve the state of being and the reality perspective that you prefer, if you use it that way.
Sure. And it sort of seems like it doesn't need to buy into anything then other than what we prefer.
Yes.
Okay.
You have to respect the idea of the rules of the game you're playing because you agreed to them. But nevertheless, these rules can be very flexible in certain ways, and you can use the rules to your advantage always, because it doesn't matter what the circumstance is. It's only the state of being that matters. It's only the state of being that determines what effect you get out of the circumstances. The circumstances can serve double duty. They can serve many different kinds of experiences. You get to decide what experience you're going to extract from the circumstance. It doesn't have built-in meaning.
And so if it goes one moment, I look out there and there's Trump, and then there's Hillary, then there's Trump, then there's Hillary, then there's Trump. So it doesn't actually, like, it's just state of being, not...
Circumstances do not matter.
Yeah.
State of being does. State of being is what creates your experience of the circumstances.
And when you say the game board...
Yes. The general rules you've all agreed to play, called the Earth physical reality game.
I felt like within myself, I felt like I had to change the game board to achieve what I desired to achieve.
You're not changing the game board, you're changing the way you play the game.
So that's all still changing the way I play the game.
If you changed the game board, you wouldn't be on Earth.
Yeah, it'd just be some other reality.
It would be completely some other reality with completely different rules. So there are levels to this. You have all agreed to play chess, but the pieces can be the way you wish to design them, made out of whatever you want them to be made out of, and you can play according to your own strategy, but you will play chess. If you change the rules too much, you're not playing chess. You're playing another game. Now, some of that has validity, because you can bring in strategies from other games even when you're playing chess. So you can use the idea of your connection and your awareness to other games to improve your chess game, but as long as you have decided to be in the Earth game, you're playing that game.
Okay. So our consciousness on whatever level is playing other games as well.
Of course it is. But the you that you are is focused in this game. The aspect of the greater being you are, this aspect you call yourself, is this game player. Other aspects of you are playing other games, yes.
And so if I want to proceed forward with my excitement, is it a definition saying that I have to change the game board to proceed with my excitement? Is that just a definition within my individual thing that's holding me back? Yes, it's just
part of your strategy. It doesn't actually change the game board. It just gets you to believe that changing the game board in the way you think it needs to be changed will allow you to play the game in the way that you prefer to. Okay. But it doesn't actually change the board.
So that's just a reflection to get me to knock in the head to think about it, to then shift.
Yes, it's a permission slip that you have invented that works with your belief system. That's all. And
so in the given now, even if the conditions of those chess, the way they're arranged, it's actually all okay now, whatever they happen to be. And then you just
if they are aligned with what you prefer them to be, then yes, it will be a positive experience for you.
And so if they're not aligned with what I prefer them to be,
then you have the ability to learn how to align them and let go of the things that you don't prefer. That's part of playing the game.
And it just is that simple. And is there any other, aside from that game, is this just a human game? Like, is that particular range? Why is consciousness experiencing in this way? Is that just what this particular aspect of me and other people in this room are?
Yes, you're co-creating because you have agreed to play a similar game.
So they want to play that game.
There are some variances in it, but the variances, again, are in the strategy. The way you move the pieces, what the pieces might be made out of, what shapes they are. But as long as you generally agree on the rules, you're playing the same game.
And so why does existence wants to play every single game? Is that what you're saying?
Existence is every single game. It doesn't have to want to play it. It already is every single game.
Yeah. I think that's answered all my questions.
All right.
Yeah. Thanks.
How efficient of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.
Somebody telepathically asked, "Oh, Bashar, well, what game are you playing?" I think you already know we're playing Cybo. The transformation game of 13 in a very different way. That's why we introduced the game to you, so you can actually start shifting to a different game board. That's part of the split.
Thank you.
And good day to you.
I'm Victoria. I'm so pleased to be here and to see you in
We are pleased that you are pleased.
That's good. My first question is about my health. I've been...
I don't do health readings.
No, you don't do.
We have already instructed all of you that the first stage in any concept of bringing yourself into health is to thoroughly detoxify your system. That usually eliminates 80 to 90% of any disease-related symptoms, and then whatever's left is what you're dealing with. But at this point, we have delivered all the health information that we need to. If you understand that it is always something that starts with the energy within you and the state of being within you and the belief systems within you, you can work on that as well. But we don't really do the idea that is typically referred to as health readings.
Yeah, I was more thinking of. Yeah, okay.
So anything else?
Yes. I wonder about. You talk about these hybrid children sometimes,
Yes.
and then I just wonder. That seems very lonely to me that they don't get to have their parents if there's parents here.
Well, first of all, understand that there are many beings with them. They're not alone.
No.
And the idea is that what you consider yourselves to be as parents are only partially the parents. In a sense, there are others who have also donated genetic material that can function in some ways as their parents. Also remember that even though many of you don't remember it, you actually visit them more often than you think and interact with them more often than you think. You just don't remember it yet.
Okay. Yeah, because like here on our planet Earth, if your father's not present, you get father issues.
But also remember that they are telepathically connected to different aspects of you that you may not be aware of, and to communicate with you in a variety of ways. Again, you may not remember. So in a sense, they have more ability to be in touch with you than you are aware of your ability to be in touch with them. So in that sense, they don't actually miss you.
And that's good. That's good to know. Yeah. Because they're more evolved.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Now, they are learning, some of them by coming down to earth in secret places and learning to acclimate to various things in your society, because as much of a connection as you may all have with them, you are still very alien to them. And there are many things that you do that you take for granted and seem very normal, but they have no understanding of whatsoever and seem very strange to them. So they're learning to acclimate, they're learning to fit in. Doesn't mean they'll go all the way, because it's up to your society to also meet them halfway. By changing your frequency in the way that you are doing things to be more like the way they would do things, as they are also learning to change their frequency and do things more in the direction that you would, but you have to meet each other halfway to actually invent a new society that contains both species.
Very good.
Yes, this is the beginning of the evolution of what we term the sixth hybrid race.
Yes.
Yes?
That sounds fun.
It is.
Yes. And I wonder, like, we as a human race, are we like teaching you guys something?
Of course you are.
What is that?
There are many aspects of whatever it is that you do that we have not discovered in any other contact that we have had. You have ways of doing things that enlighten us to that many more ways that creation has of expressing itself, especially with regard to the idea of all the limitations you have imposed upon yourselves, which is why we have nicknamed you the masters of limitation. We have learned so many more ways of limiting yourself than we ever thought possible.
Really?
Now, these things can be used in a variety of ways, constructively and positively. So you must understand that you are not a kindergarten class. You are an advanced class that is mastering the transformation of limitation into freedom. And this is very instructional for many, many races throughout the galaxy who learn from us what we learn from you.
Yeah, like Billie Holiday said, like she knows her limitations. That's why she sings so well.
Yes, because some limitations are positive and allow you to focus in a certain way to express yourself more fully with those limitations in force than you would ever be able to do without them, because you would be too scattered. You wouldn't be focused enough.
Beautiful.
Yes.
We're great.
You are. Does that help you?
Yes. Can I ask another question? That was one
That
question.
was a question.
I know,
Yes,
that
you're
was a
learning.
bad- Yes. I have had strange thing happened to me.
How exciting. What is that?
A lot of strange things all the time, of course, but this
Yes.
one particular thing is a little extreme, is that I have been close to 3 terror attacks in 3 different cities.
How exciting for you.
Yeah, I wonder why do I always end up like 10 minutes away from
How
the
do you know
actual-
that your energy in that area isn't mitigating the energy to make it less destructive than it would have been? What's the definition of your presence in those areas that would work for you, that your imagination could come up with, that would fit the energy of your preference in being in those locations at those times? You have to invent the definition that works for you in the same way that I just came up with a definition that works for you in a positive way. Yes?
Yeah,
You have to expand your imagination and understand that you can see yourself in a different way.
yeah, we're all angels.
You are, in a sense. Yes.
Yeah. And
Yes.
this thing about excitement,
Yes, this thing about excitement, yes.
which is, I just
Which
think,
is everything.
which is everything.
Yes.
But then you have all these all the heaps of emotions which need to be expressed, like for example,
Yes, of
tears and
course.
angers. But
Yes, but they are the result of different belief systems that your excitement is leading you to understand are there, so that if they're out of alignment with you, those beliefs, you can let them go, and then you won't express the emotions that way. Emotions don't happen in a vacuum. Acknowledge them, absolutely. Own them, absolutely. Don't deny them, don't ignore them. You have to acknowledge them because you can't change what you don't own. But the idea is to get in touch with them as reflections of what you believe to be true, so you can trace whatever emotions you're having back to the belief that must exist in order to have generated those emotions. Because the belief comes first and the emotions come second. Emotions don't exist without you believing something to be true first. If you don't have a definition, you don't know how to feel about something. So if you have a feeling, and it is a feeling that you don't necessarily prefer to have, or an emotional reaction you don't prefer to have, you can use it in a positive way by asking yourself, what would I have to believe is true about myself in this circumstance in order to have reacted the way I did, in order to feel the way I do? And then you can get in touch with that belief, and if it doesn't work for you, let it go, which will then mitigate you having to express emotions in that way. If you still express the same negative emotion in that sense, then you haven't really found the belief that's generating it. Keep digging.
And it can also be exciting to cry and be angry.
It can.
Yeah.
And it can be part of your process, and that's fine.
That's very good.
But you have to be honest within your discernment of yourself as to whether that's true, and you're willing to go through the process of evolving, or whether you're just holding on to those things because it feels safer than the alternative. Because you have labeled your excitement as something more dangerous and more scary than simply staying where you feel comfortable because it's familiar. So you have to have honest discernment within yourself about what's actually happening when you experience those things. So use them in all the positive ways you can, but recognize when you may be holding on to things you don't actually need anymore. Yes? Does that help?
That helps.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.